Feel the calm as we journey through tonight's heartwarming tale. Daisy and the Whispering Wind, named Lobelia. This story is about Daisy, a girl with a deep connection to nature, and Lobelia, a spirit of the wind. Together, they restore the balance of nature through a miracle born of love. Once upon a time in a tranquil village, there lived a joyful girl named Daisy. Daisy had a special bond with nature, especially with the wind. She would spend hours in the meadows, feeling the gentle breeze caress her face. One day, while wandering through a field of wildflowers, she heard a whisper carried by the wind. It seemed to speak her name softly. Daisy, startled but curious, Daisy followed the whisper until she stumbled upon a hidden grove. The leaves rustled in the breeze, as if speaking a secret language. There, in the center of the grove, stood an ancient tree with bark as white as snow and leaves that glowed with a soft blue heat. It was then that Daisy saw her haunted spirit of the wind named Lobelia. Lobelia had the delicate appearance of a human, but was surrounded by a shimmering aura. "Hello, Daisy," Lobelia said, her voice as soft as the whispering wind. "I've been watching you. Your love for nature has drawn me here." Daisy's eyes widened in wonder. "Are you the one who called my name?" Lobelia nodded. "Yes, and now I need your help. The balance of nature is in danger, and only a pure heart like yours can restore it." Daisy's heart swelled with determination. "What do I need to do?" Lobelia led Daisy to the ancient tree and explained that its roots were connected to the very essence of life in their village. But dark magic had tainted it. Only a miracle born from love and kindness could purify the tree. Daisy placed her hands on the tree's trunk and closed her eyes, focusing all her love and positive energy into it. She stood there for what felt like hours until warm light began to emanate from her hands. The light spread through the tree, turning the dark, twisted roots into vibrant veins of life. Flowers bloomed, and the once darkened grove was filled with a radiant glow. Lobelia smiled warmly, her eyes reflecting the newly restored grove. "You did it, Daisy. You performed a miracle." Daisy opened her eyes to see the grove alive with beauty. Tears of joy streamed down her cheeks. "It wasn't just me. It was the love for this land and its people." Lobelia nodded. "That love is what brought the miracle to life." From that day on, Daisy and Lobelia became guardians of the grove, ensuring that the balance of nature remained intact. The village thrived, always accompanied by the gentle whisper of the wind, a reminder of the miracle that Daisy and the Whispering Wind, named Lobelia, had brought to life. Let's explore a new, beautiful story. The Tale of Borage and Gloxinia, a lesson in honesty. This story is about the friendship between a kind man named Borage and a raccoon named Gloxinia, who learn the value of honesty while trying to return a lost gentleman to its rightful owner. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled in the heart of a lush forest, lived a kind-hearted man named Borage. Every evening, as the sun painted the sky with hues of orange and pink, Borage would walk through the village, greeting everyone with a warm smile. One particularly enchanting dusk, as the mist rose from the ground and enveloped the trees in a soft embrace, Borage met a raccoon named Gloxinia. Gloxinia was no ordinary raccoon. She had a penchant for collecting shiny objects and a mischievous glint in her eye. Despite her playful nature, Gloxinia had a kind heart, and she and Borage quickly became friends. They shared many adventures, exploring hidden paths in the forest, and discovering secret glades filled with wild flowers. One day, while exploring a secluded part of the forest, Gloxinia found a beautiful, sparkling gemstone. Her eyes widened with excitement as she held it up to the light, but she hesitated. She knew deep down that the gemstones must belong to someone, and honesty was something British had always emphasized. She decided to show it to Borich. "Look what I found it," Glorfinia said, holding out the gemstone. Borich examined it, his brow furrowing. "This is a precious gem," he said thoughtfully. "It must belong to someone in the village." Gloxinia nodded, feeling a pang of guilt. "I thought the same," she admitted. "We should find out whose it is and return it." They both agreed and spent the next few days asking the villagers if anyone had lost a gemstone. Despite their efforts, and no one claimed it. One evening, as they sat by a crackling fire, Gloxinia sighed. "It belongs to someone outside the village," she suggested. Forage nodded slowly. "Perhaps, but what is most important is that we try to find the owner. Honesty always matters, even if we don't succeed." Gloxinia felt a wave of relief wash over her. She realized that it wasn't the gemstone that was important, but the act of trying to do the right thing. From that day on, Borich and Gloxinia continued their adventures, with even more trust and respect for each other. Their friendship blossomed, and they became known as the most honest pair in the village. And so, under the starlit skies in a village where honesty was cherished, Borich and Gloxinia's bond grew stronger with every setting sun. Another story begins to bring you warmth. Peony and Magnolia, a family tale. This story is about a girl named Peony and an abandoned panda cub named Magnolia, who form an inseparable bond and teach their village about the true meaning of family. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between misty mountains and blooming fields, lived a young girl named Peony. Peony had hair as black as a raven's feathers and eyes the color of midnight. She was known throughout the village for her kindness and her unending curiosity. One day, while exploring the forest at the edge of the village, Peony stumbled upon a tiny, abandoned panda cub. His fur was as soft as clouds and his eyes sparkled like dewdrops at dawn. "I'll name you Magnolia," she whispered, cradling the cub gently. From that day on, Peony and Magnolia became inseparable. They spent their days wandering the fields and climbing the ancient willow trees. The villagers adored them and often left treats at Peony's doorstep for their animal adventures. Seasons changed, and time wove beautiful moments into the tapestry of their lives. Peony and Magnolia grew together, learning from the forest and from each other. They celebrated the cherry blossoms in spring, danced in the summer rain, and collected golden leaves in autumn. Winter nights were spent cuddled by the fire, sharing stories and dreams. As the years passed, Magnolia grew into a strong and majestic panda. It became a symbol of peace and strength in the village. She too grew wiser and more beautiful with each passing day, her heart always open to the wonders of the world. Though they were different, Peony and Magnolia understood that family was not just about sharing the same blood, but about love, trust, and time shared together. One starry night, as they sat beneath the sky, Peony looked at Magnolia with a smile. "We are a family, Magnolia," she said softly. Magnolia nuzzled her hand in agreement. And so, their days continued, filled with love, laughter, and the simple joy of being together. The village, with its misty mountains and blooming fields, seemed to shine a little brighter, for the bond between Peony and Magnolia was a reminder that true family is made in the heart. Join me as we turn the page to the next story. The Adventure of Jorge and Louie. This story is about a human named Jorge and a lizard named Louie who embark on a journey to find a magical flower that grants courage, facing various challenges and learning that true courage comes from within. Once upon a time, in a lush green forest, there lived a kind human named Orchid and a brave little lizard named Lily. Both had flowing chestnut hair and sparkling blue eyes that reflected her kindness. Lily, on the other hand, was adorned in vibrant emerald scales that glistened under the sun's rays. The two shared an unbreakable bond and were known throughout the forest for their adventurous spirit. One sunny morning, they heard rumors of a magical flower hidden deep within the heart of the enchanted forest. This flower was said to possess the power to grant unimaginable courage to whoever found it. Intrigued by the tales, Orchid and Lily decided to embark on a journey to find this mystical blossom. They packed a small bag with essential supplies and set off with determination in their hearts. The path through the forest was filled with wonders and challenges. They crossed babbling brooks, with water so clear you could see the colorful pebbles gleaming on the riverbed. They climbed towering trees with branches that seemed to stretch endlessly into the sky. As night fell, they found a cozy hollow to rest in, the canopy of leaves above them glowing with the light of 1,000 fireflies. One evening, as they were sharing stories under the moonlit sky, they heard a rustling nearby. Emerging from the bushes was a majestic owl with wise golden eyes. The owl introduced himself as Mountain, the guardian of the enchanted forest. He spoke of the many perils that awaited them ahead, but assured them that their courage would see them through. Filled with renewed confidence, Orchard and Lily continued their journey. They faced fierce winds that howled through the trees, casting shadows that danced ominously in the dark. But with each other's support, they pressed on, their resolve growing stronger with every step. Finally, they reached a shimmering lake at the forest's center. In the middle of the lake, on a tiny island, bloomed the legendary flower. Overcome with emotion, Orchid and Lily carefully made their way across the water, their hearts pounding with anticipation. As soon as they touched the flower, a warm glow enveloped them, filling them with a profound sense of courage and strength. The flower spoke to them in a soothing voice, commending their bravery and selflessness. It whispered that true courage comes from within and is born of kindness and trust. Orchid and Lily returned home, their hearts filled with the wisdom and bravery imparted by the enchanted flower. They continued to explore the forest, feeling more connected to it than ever before, and helped others find the courage within themselves. Their story spread throughout the land, inspiring many to embark on their own adventures with courage and kindness. And so, a bond between Orchid and Lily only grew stronger. Their friendship, a beacon of hope in the heart of the enchanted forest. Good night, and may tomorrow bring you warmth and joy.